Yo, what is good, my quick crypto family and coin factory family, and what a time to get back to the daily Casper crypto live streams. As we can see right now, the markets are looking so much better than when we left. A lot of the FUD between Israel and Iran still there, but there has been some developments that's taken place today, hence why Bitcoin is now above 108k again. Casper is up almost 11% on the daily time frame, above 8 cents once again. Gonna break all that down in this stream today. Of course, we've got a lot to cover, 3 days worth of content. I've tried to, pick out the most prevalent and important ones, because otherwise I could be here for 3 hours, honestly. But I only have an hour today. Either way, Casper performing very, very well right now. Great time to be back, of course. Hopefully this week will be a big one. We have got some very, very interesting developments taking place this week. It's not confirmation, of course. We're going to see a breakout because, again, like I've been mentioning continuously, all the signs in the market suggest we should be seeing the next leg up. The M2 money supply, the regulatory developments, the developments from certain projects as well all suggest a lot of very, very good things. However, FUD is still a very important aspect to take into account. This war between Iran and Israel hasn't completely finished. Ukraine and Russia, they're still dabbling about here and there as well. So there's still a lot of uncertainties, a lot of potential FUD that may break out. So always keep your wits about you. Don't be emotional. Be logical. The correction in the market is not a result of crypto being bad or even Casper being bad. It's a result of macros just weighing in heavily onto the market. And also this week, and I'll get into all of that as well in this stream, we have the FOMC meeting on Wednesday. Now, strong speculation suggests, and it's pretty evident in that regard as well, the title here is wrong in that part here. We can see here from the picture, there's a 97.5% chance we will see no rate cuts, which I expect as well, truth be told. I expect no rate cuts. See that come through in just 2 days' time on Wednesday. But typically speaking, you see no rate cuts, you see nothing change in the market. We are still under the impression we'll see rate cuts this year, and maybe we'll see it next month. Point being is, once this FOMC meeting is out of the way, again, it depends on Jerome Powell's tone, what he says. Is he hawkish or dovish? We'll have to wait and see. But depending on what he says, this could be at that final little roadblock that's been preventing Bitcoin from surpassing 110k, 112k, and therefore seeing Bitcoin rally in conjunction to the M2 money supply. Again, which is a depiction of all of the world capital, the biggest economies, which is Japan, United Kingdom, European Union, China, and United States. All of the economies combined together. How much money is in the economy right now, and how much is going to eventually flood into these on-risk asset markets with, of course, it's projecting right now 140k Bitcoin, and that's without the United States cutting rates yet. Got a lot more to come as always. So if you enjoy daily content, you're welcoming back to, hopefully, now just a rally upwards, then leave a like, share with your friends, subscribe for more, and welcome back again to the Quick Crypto and Coin Factory channels, people. So as you can see, first and foremost, Gosu man, great to have you back first indeed. Hope you had a great weekend, brother, and you too, DD. So this wedding, well, you were drunk. Now that Casper's turn to celebrate, come on, baby. Yes, it was probably, I've been to numerous weddings in my past, of course, but it was probably the first wedding that one of my immediate close friends had it, and I've got another one that's one of my childhood friends actually getting married in 2 months on August. Everyone's getting married now, it's weird, and I'm still here like, cool, can my Casper bag pump please? But yeah, it was fantastic. It was a beautiful ceremony, some tears were shed, a lot of booze was drunk, and now we're back to doing what we love most, which is talking about Casper, not touching grass, and just looking at the markets, praying for more green candles, and right now the market's looking very, very good. But yes, as Ghost says as well, if you enjoy the stream, smash the like, share with your friends, subscribe for more, and get ready, hopefully, for the Casper FOMO. But yeah, welcome back everybody again to the stream. Lau, bro, welcome back, man. You need your quick crypto fix, well, don't worry, it is here and in abundance today. Hopefully we've got a lot of stuff to cover today. This may be our week. I hope so too, Brad. I really, really do. So far, again, keep in mind that the FUD between Israel and Iran, while seemingly dissipating, is not out of the woods just yet. We can see here from the KYC letter to all of those who are calling for a potential for World War III. Of course, that's the FUD right now. Chances of happening are slim, not none, but slim. And the reason why is because, well, If there was even a 50% chance of World War III happening right now, the S&P 500 wouldn't be just 2% away from all-time highs. Bitcoin wouldn't be just, 3-4% away from all-time highs, if that? Probably equally to right now, 3%. We wouldn't have these financial markets nearing all-time highs, preparing for a breakout if World War III was a real strong possibility. If it was a slight possibility, then it's a slight possibility. If it's a strong possibility, then you'd see the markets prepare in accordance. In fact, the S&P 500 would go down over 30% in value. Gold would be above $5,000 per ounce, and oil would be rising to above $100 per barrel. If there was a 90% chance of World War III, the S&P 500 would be down over 50%, gold would be above $10,000 per ounce, and oil would be above $200 per barrel. So all the headlines we're seeing there, headline news, important to note, very important to understand what these headline news do for markets, so how you could become a better investor. You see these worries and alarm bells from the war taking off. You understand this is going to cause the market to dump. You have to understand that. But understand as well that some of this stuff is going to be clickbait. The title you see about World War III imminent, recession incoming, while all are still possibilities, they are nowhere near as significant or as nowhere near as close as they seem to be. Again, right now, oil, which I covered this in my VIPs earlier as well, because the oil right now is just below $70 per barrel, which we saw that massively rally recently. Rallied up to 78 yesterday, and now it's come back down below 70. It was below, it went down to 68 earlier today. So evidently oil, which is, that would of course rise with a war. You lose oil when you're driving your tanks and your ships and whatnot, but equally because Iran and Israel are massive supply chains for oil as well. But either way, that's coming down now, which is reassuring. And we can see furthermore here from the KYC letter that apparently China has called on Israel and Iran to make immediate measurements to de-escalate tensions. So that's not just the United States, that's also Canada, also China. Now both the two, superpowers of the world, the biggest economies, are calling for a peace deal between Israel and Iran. Now, of course, just them saying that does not mean this confirmation is going to happen, but potentially now we're seeing a de-escalation of the war, hopefully a peace treaty very, very soon, and therefore, again, for me, I still believe that last week had the potential being the keyword, potential to see another all-time high with Bitcoin, with it following the M2 money supply. This sudden black swan war breakout between Israel and Iran and missiles flying back and forth, that's what caused this pullback from 110k Bitcoin to 102k Bitcoin in a span of 3 days or so. And we're not already seeing a recovery. I think Bitcoin's still primed for that. And I think what's coming through throughout this week could potentially be the catalyst we need to see that next move. Again, we'll get into that in a short moment. But I am not worried, and Casper, of course, is doing very, very well with all that's coming out as well. So looking forward to all of that stuff as well. Welcome back, Falco, bro. You're doing very, very well, brother. Welcome back to the stream. And YouTube TV is me, bro. And Ben and Andy. 45 more Casper. Love that, brother. Keep stacking that bag. Wing Hong Wen Moon yet? Not yet, unfortunately. But hopefully soon. Again, we keep saying that, but you've got to understand once more, I'm optimistic, of course. I think we're going to see a rally soon. All the sources and signs suggest we'll see one soon, but you cannot predict uncertainties, black swan, war breakout. There are always possibilities. This could always be a backlash. You could potentially see another trade deal between Trump, America, and some other nation, whether it be China again or European Union or UK or somebody. You could see another, a development in that as well. That could cause FUD. So understand that once more, all the major catalysts we have on hand, all the major sources we have on hand right now suggest hopefully soon breakout. But anything that comes suddenly out of the blue that is not predicted, they could of course affect markets. Right now I'm going based on what I have at hand, which is war seeming to be simmered down and a lot of big developments taking place this week. But if we get a breakout with tariff news, that of course will cause corrections. Right now we can see Casper is currently up 11.08% on the daily time frame, valued at 8.15 cents, which is very important. It's very, very, very important that Casper finishes today above 8 cents. Why? Because this, as we can see, was a critical support level for Casper and resistance beforehand as well, 8 cents. And of course, following the war and all the FUD in the market, Casper lost that. And it found support at the next one at 7.2, which is great. It found support again. But now this support would turn into a resistance level. So what Casper needs to do is finish above this level here and start pushing upwards, and then hold 8 cent support again. That'll be a really, really, really big deal that we need to hold, and I'm hopeful we will. I have not looked too heavily into it. I know my community have done, so shout out all you doing your more research, but I did hear more, or some more deep dives, if you will, into Wallet 2 about how apparently it's not Binance or in tier 1 exchange, but actually this big big wallet. We've bought more Casper recently as well whilst I was away. Another 12 odd million, I believe, Casper, or something like 30 million or something like that. Apparently it is more than likely, based on research that, again, I need to look more into myself, but I know my community has done, apparently it is a potential of a market maker. So maybe it's like Wintermute holding that much Casper. And that would be equally still very good, because these tier 1s would probably they typically go through a market maker to accumulate and get that capital to then list onto their platform. So if this is actually is Wintermute, that still changes nothing for me, because it just means, okay, Wintermute's got a lot of excess capital of Casper holding a lot of it, and then all it means is that Binance and OKX approach Wintermute, say, I want X amount of Casper, let me buy it off you. They buy it off them, it leaves a wallet and go to the Binance wallet, and then it's on the platform for spot listing. But either way, we're seeing massive, massive wallets, while the actual wallet address and the owner behind it is still up for debate. It seems to be more sources suggesting it's actually a market maker of sorts, and that capital will still likely be used to help fund tier 1 listings. We do know that Casper's got a few. Wintermute seems to be there. I think DWF Labs also seems to be a part of that, so maybe it's one of those. Again, we'll find out more hopefully in due time. This wallet's been scooping up since March 2024, so well over a year, almost a year and a half now. Been a very, very long time, 15 months of accumulating. We'll see what comes of it, but again, this capital, I'm still convinced from what I've heard that it's still going to correlate to listings, and that'll be good for Casper, because those factors will still come to fruition, and we'll get into exactly why right now, actually, before I do my pleasantries and speak more to the community. So to start off with, we're getting to this post here. There's 2 to 3 main points that I've managed to pick out from my time away over the weekend. One is the developments from the Casper Twitter account, which I won't talk too much on, because let's face it, I don't think everybody really wants to hear me talking about the Casper City or whatever it's called now. It's not that big a deal, but there have been developments, and I do want to touch on it a little bit. The second one's also going to be about this new Casper messaging platform, which I think is extremely cool and also a very big deal. And then some other little nibbles here and there that are also important. Zeal doing fantastic work, and much, much more. So to start off this, we got this with Fish Tuna, who is one of the, admins, if you will, of the Casper City or Casper Currency account. And, he ultimately just gives a 2-minute read, TLDR, saying that he is sad about the mishandling of the Casper account and propose various marketing strategies. So what's being currently done with it, he's not the most pleased with it, but it's how it's currently going into it. He wants to apologise as well for how he has acted and how he's behaved in this transitioning period as well. And yes, it is always well and good hearing apologies. Of course, Casper does have barely any marketing, but be that as it may, he gets into a lot more factors here as well about what we could potentially do with it. Let AI handle it, give it to Michael Sutton, get a professional person to do it, add a mix of new people to do it as well, etc., etc., etc. Which I don't think all are necessarily bad options in the grand scheme of things. It came off the back of this post from Crypto Matt K, who just said that as a community we need to band together and just stop spreading this FUD and negative posts about the Casper X account. Like, don't get me wrong, I think myself more than anybody here, because I have my community myself of you lovely individuals, where we do see continuous FUD, and we've been frustrated with Casper for a long time. Of course, I know the FUD, I'm fully aware of it. Of course, I don't get affected by it. You guys know I'm stone cold in that regard. Don't be emotional, be logical. But the negativity is starting to get a little bit overwhelming, and it's purely based off bad price action. And I get it, you want your investor to do very, very well, but fundamentally because nothing's changed, and there are so many upcoming catalysts that will hopefully and very likely generate a lot of FOMO for Casper. So a lot of the FUD has been based around the X account and the therefore bad marketing, therefore the bad price action. which Fishtuner gives his whole TLDR that here, which I will link in my community if you want to find out more about it. People are offered their own perspectives here. One of them being to reinstate Chad, who is from Rhubarb Media, who now runs Casper Commons, who was originally running Casper currently, and Fisher said he's welcome back anytime. He didn't want to drive him out. It's just, it was never intended to drive him out. It just ended up happening. And Chad's like, I'm still here, still well and truly here. I'm not leaving. It's just a difference of strategies really on how to move on to the next phase of doing quality grassroots outreach on a social media channel. And a misunderstanding of the strategy we've developed for 3 years. So he's like, there are too many voices. Of course, that's the nature of the decentralization of Casper. But he's like, you know what? I don't think it's necessarily a problem per se, but I'm just kind of taking a different approach. So Casper Commons is where you will get the exact same stuff you got from Casper Currency previously, but of course with my work. And you can feel free to repost anything from the Casper Currency page from Casper Commons, which I have been doing a little bit actually. I've been looking into it. Now that's from the small element of this. Then we got this next post here, going into a little more detail about it as well, which ultimately I do think also very, very interesting. We do have a post here from Chris actually before we get into that though, which is just him ultimately just saying that his take, which not everyone has asked, but he's still giving it here, is that Casper's price action has actually very little to do with Chad's marketing style, which I agree. Chad's a big part of Casper's marketing, has been, but he's not the reason Casper's not doing well. The marketing for Casper is not the reason Casper's price is doing badly. There's much more intricate elements to it than just bad marketing. Of course, marketing is a big element of it. You haven't got lack of VCs therefore, but you've got to understand as well, these VCs as well, there would have been people who would also been gifted money to support and promote the project. Casper does not do that. We just don't. So it's a completely different ballgame we're playing right now. It's a very, very different way of how Casper's running and functioning. And yet equally, the price action of Casper has very little to do with Shy posting things that he has. Also on political, it is not necessarily like the difference between Casper and other projects is quite defined, and the bad price action for Casper is more than just Chad's marketing style or Shy posted stuff about Israel and Iran, which again he's more than entitled to do so, but people are taking that and running with it, and people again being emotional are latching onto that, which I get. Of course I do get it, but I think it's a bit of I think it's being blown out of proportion. So basically what Chris is saying here is the external factors are the things that's affecting Casper's price action, not necessarily the marketing or the personnel, the external factors. And that comes down to, large hedge funds and whatnot, and, everything other Casper is, the macroeconomic influences, all those elements that are, right now you've got to understand that Casper, despite its innovative technology, is a $2-odd billion market cap. It's a very small asset. And as a result, therefore, it will be perceived as a risk-on asset. Crypto is a risk-on market, risk-on asset, but Casper in particularly is one of the higher risk ones. Well, I guess it's not a microcap, so it's not a higher risk one, but it's a higher risk one. It's higher than Bitcoin, higher than XRP. XRP is relatively stagnant. If you look at XRP, after its massive rally, it's been relatively stagnant, around $170 to $3. Even then, it's been just more or so around lower half of $2 to $2.30. It's been very stagnant. Ethereum equally. Ethereum has a very, very basic structure to understand. It'll make a rally and then stay here for a while. Then it'll go somewhere else and then stay there for a while. Bitcoin equally. Even Bitcoin is still quite volatile. All crypto is volatile right now because it's still a maturing asset class. But the point is, you're seeing institutions get involved in this space for the first time. They don't like risk, or they are very. They're not very. They're very. They don't like. Well, they just don't like risk. They're not a big fan of it. Of course, they're going to get more into it right now. But as a result, therefore, would they be willing to take the risk on Casper, despite its innovative technology, something that is extremely volatile right now? It's a very valid question to put, and I would say right now the answer is no. That's not going to be the same for a while, I'm sure. But that's currently how it is. People see Bitcoin as a safe haven. Bitcoin is transitioning from that risk on to risk off asset following the MT money supply, similar to the S&P 500 now. And you're seeing more institutional adoption into Bitcoin, which is also stabilizing Bitcoin's price as well. Casper's different. It saw a massive surge to a multi-billion-dollar market cap from a $0 fair launch nature, and it had a lot of retail FOMO and hype around it, and then it rallied so high that it just fell off. Even then, some other projects are down more than Casper has been from all-time highs. So even then, I still argue it's not doing terribly. But it just fell off as a result of it. The technology of Casper is unrivaled in my belief, and we're seeing more and more of that coming through. And that, again, think about how Ethereum was in the early days. It's going to bring a lot more, and Chris's belief here, as well as my belief, is that in the future to be, large institutions, not retail investors, large institutions, who now control the crypto market cap, because institutions are now here, so they're controlling how Bitcoin moves, they will start looking more towards more on-risk assets and altcoins, especially once America starts cutting rates, which, while I guess seemingly going to take a long time, I believe they're still going to do so, probably in September. That's what the sentiment right now for the community. So, again, it's a tough one to say, because ultimately all of us here to make gains want to make gains ASAP. That's the nature of crypto, because it's always been deemed as a crypto casino. But that's coming to an end as well. With institutional adoption being here now, the whole get-rich-quick scheme that has always been kind of loosely tagged to crypto is still a prevalent thing. You can still make money, quote-unquote, quickly. But again, the nature of quickly can go from a couple of days or a couple of hours or a couple of weeks, probably also now to a year. Which, if you were to go into bonds, that, which of course right now is probably not smart to do at all, not financial advice, but with the current dollar deteriorating, bonds is not a safe thing to go into right now from what I've seen. That's a 10-year holding. You hold that for years and years and years. Crypto is still more volatile than that. I think the investor confidence of Casper is still very, very strong for the most part. You will see a lot of people sell Casper. At these key zones, being 13 cents, being 16 cents, definitely 20 cents. You see a lot of people selling Casper there, and that's fine. They can sell. I don't plan to. I plan to keep running this up, and I think when Casper does break above these zones, most of the paper handlers will be out, and that's fine. Again, get back bags elsewhere. But I think you'll probably see a lot more volatility for Casper therefore as well, with a lot more FOMO coming through the project as well. It's also this post here, which I'm not going to get into because I spoke too much on the whole Casper account element now. But ultimately, again, just giving other potential ideas to how to run Casper, like again using AI, and just like how Casper currency should actually still express their opinion while they're only reposting stuff now, which is not a bad strategy. Just still express their opinion on occasion, because they're not meant to be at least not a complete neutral voice. Have still a voice, Just become just a robot, which is kind of, again, very mindless and very boring. But either way, there's a lot more stuff coming to Casper right now, and I think that FOMO is going to come back. Of course, me again, always the optimist, but I do think that FOMO is going to come back. It's nothing for Casper has changed. If anything, it's only accelerating more and more. Cas they're building on Casper, about to get so much easier. We're seeing some more updates coming through very soon, hopefully. Got this big post from Igor Labs as well. They're now supporting deep reorgs on Casper Layer 1, which is critical for maintaining consistency. Which is making Igor therefore a lot stronger as well. So that is fantastic news. This major upgrade, reorg handling at this depth, is essential for dApps like ours, like CSwap. Big step forward for Casper Layer 2. So well done, Igor Labs, which is very, very, very cool. And we can see this, ecosystem for Casper is starting to mold and evolve more and more now. Castle Wallet, they're now working, and KFC, which is meant to equally be another decentralized finance coming to Casper's Layer 2, Cashback Layer 2. They are now integrated with the Castle Wallet. So that's great news for Castle Wallet there. You get more interoperability between the Casper apps and platforms and whatnot. Casper.com apparently is now catching VC attention, which is huge for Casper.com. One of the other marketplaces coming to Casper as well. It's been about I like Casper.com, so I'm glad to hear about this as well. So they are launching a pitch deck competition to create the best Casper.com deck for the community POV. The winner gets 20,000 Casper.com points, plus 3 Unitoshi NFTs. You've got 1 week to do it, and the info and materials about it are available in the Telegram here. So that is, of course, very, very good to see that VCs are now interested in Casper.com. And we'll see hopefully a lot more capital influx as a result from that as well. Zeal have been doing spectacularly, which, currently right now is the most dominant KRC20 token right now. Natch has been that for a while, and then Zeal jumped up massively. Currently at 37 million. It might even, currently down 80%, so I think it would be about 50 million probably, give or take, beforehand. Still got a lackluster amount of holders, so still not got many holders, but there's a lot of demand for Zeal right now, based on the fact that, they're now supported on Tangent as well. So you can now find a safe place to store your Zeal. And of course, Zeal are making a lot of very, very big developments as well, which is really reassuring. And then this is one of the big ones as well, which I'm very excited to hear more about as well, which comes from Augusti. They have now created the Cassia, which is the Cassia messaging for a truly peer-to-peer open source encrypted messaging on Casper. So it supports encrypted messaging, where only the recipient can view messages sent to them, encrypted file transfers for up to 10 kilobytes, import and export backup of all messages, so make sure you regularly back up when your Casper prunes. And there's a lot more to come through from this as well. We have a lot of updates from that as well. So Cassia messaging is going to be a really, really good one. I've been seeing a lot about that. I know Casper Silver's been very, very open about it. You can see here that BRT has been chatting to Casper Silver here using Cassia messaging, which is secure and anonymous peer-to-peer messaging built on Casper. 10 Casper, that's it, 10 Casper will allow you to send thousands of messages. It's literally the alternative to the big cellular companies that charge outrageous prices plus require full KYC data while spying on you. And, that's not speculation either. I could be speaking on stream right now with your phone, if you're listening on phone right now. If I repeated the word cat food for 100 times while you listen to this stream, I can guarantee you almost anything. You go on your social media, be it Facebook, be it Instagram, you'll see ads for cat food. It's just how it works. It's how they get you. They are listening. Don't want to spook you or anything like that, but you can't do anything about it unless you remove your phone. Point being is, they've got an alternative here, something that's being built for Casper, fully encrypted as well, and they're kind of doing a testing beta for it. And I haven't tried it myself again, but I'm excited to hear about this, honestly. Every message sent supports the network by paying the miners as well, which is really, really cool. This is actually a really big deal. This is currently the most decentralized, permissionless, and censorship-resistant messaging platform in the world. And it's coming to Casper. And this sort of development is just getting another very early element of Casper. We haven't even got the layer 2 fully out yet. So think about what more decentralized mechanisms can come out. All the stuff that you originally thought had to be centralized, you had to know, you don't have to know it anymore. It can come through with Casper, giving you more security. The only known peer-to-peer messaging app running natively on a fast, scalable, proof-of-work-based crypto network being Casper. Which is absolutely huge. So we can see here, more explanation, more examples given here. The fee is 0.00001791 Casper per message, which is 550,000 messages per 10 Casper right now. Of course, you've got to understand with more adoption, that'll probably have a higher fee, but that is insane for how much you can get out of it. All done real time and transaction for every message with instant speeds that beats internet round trip times. This is the future for Casper. This is the future for crypto. That's what I invest into. Of course, again, short-term guys want to see that. And I think we're going to see that. I do think we'll see short-term gain for Casper. I think we'll see them very soon. We'll see Casper make a rally soon. I hope, I pray, not financial, of course, but I believe it's possible. But my holding and conviction of Casper comes down to this as well. The future of what's being built for Casper is absolutely groundbreaking. And we're seeing those developments again start to rally out more and more. The FUD, the marketing elements, while frustrating and while has been a complete headache, they are going to be a thing of the past. It happened with Bitcoin back in the day. It's happening now. It's nothing new. It's literally nothing new. It will be like again, water under the bridge or under the rug, as I said it. It's going to come and go. We'll find a mechanism for how it's going to work, and it's going to become almost redundant in the future for what's happening here. And then we'll see just developing, building more and more of these innovative, intricate systems coming out. Of course, again, keep in mind that there will be other apps and stuff coming out that will just be looking like a lipstick on a pig. It's going to be a complete scam. That's the nature of anything. Open source with Casper is fantastic, of course, but you always got to do your own research. You've got to make sure that the thing you're going onto is trustworthy. You don't want to have a repeated change finance or the other one that came back a while ago. I think it might have been KDX. I cannot completely remember, but there's another one that, was talking about bringing out stable coins, and that was in the early stage of the Casplex, and it just took I think it was 20k from people. 20k dollars, I think, I believe. Again, I have to double check that. It's somewhere in my community warnings on my free Discord server. But this is what's coming with Casper right now. Again, the volume for Casper is still lackluster. We do need to see that go higher. Currently 79, almost 80 million, 24 hours volume. It's not bad. Again, we want to see it in the 500 plus out. I mean, again, keep in mind this is still without tier ones, or still without the major tier ones. If you have Binance and Coinbase and OKX, I think Casper does not go below 500 million quite comfortably. I like to believe, especially when the layer 2s and the smart contracts are properly out and people start actively trading and partaking in the Casper ecosystem. You'll see a lot more volume as well. Those things are not here for Casper yet, but they'll be coming through in the next couple of weeks, if not months. The volume again dominated by Gate 28.5 and Nexi 21.7. BitGet 8, Bybit 9, and then you've got KuCoin at 4.99, XT at 4.8. Kraken once more lackluster at 1.5 due to having no stablecoin pair, but hopefully again that will change in the future. We have got multiple tier 1s that have been rumoured to have connection to Casper. I don't need to highlight them, we know who they are. They'll come when they're ready. They probably will go through Wallet 2 if that is a market maker, if that is Wintermute or DWF Labs. We'll see it come through in the future. Casper is still extremely early, and the community again is still trying to band together to spread the awareness of Casper. And actually shout out to Chris Hutchinson and equally to the blockchain banter crew like Levendi Pro, who they're going to be holding as soon as this stream's going to finish in the next half an hour. Exactly as it finishes on Twitter, they'll be holding their next episode where they're going to be getting some really, really cool updates as well from the likes of Zeta Swaps and other stuff as well. So you want to find out a lot more information, of course. You got my stream here, you got my community, which again I highly recommend you go check out. Links down below in the description. Also my homepage here as well. But additionally, you can equally find out more through blockchain banter. So shout out to these people, and I'll definitely be tuning in as well, listening to what's going to be spoken about when the stream and that live starts taking place in about half an hour from now. But that's currently what we have with the Casper updates. The macro though is going to equally be extremely excited for. That could potentially again spark a rally in the market. This could be the big move for Casper depending on the macro, which we'll get into in a short moment. Before I do, let's get some more questions out of the way, shall we? Welcome back, bro. Casper rubbish coin drops the most. I mean, sure, it's also currently running the most. It's currently the most volatile. So that's the way to look at it. Casper was one of the worst performers over the past week or so, and now it's one of the best performers today. It's just the most volatile right now. That's the way to look at it. Casper made a big jump today. Yeah, it's made a very, very big jump today, which is fantastic to see, of course. Proof once more that there is still adoption in Casper. And people still believe in the project for the most part. And hopefully the breakout is not too far off either. Welcome back, Buffalo 3, bro. Hope you're doing very, very well, brother. And you too, Nessie, man. I made a big jump today. Love to hear that, bro. Keep stacking, my man. I'm monitoring some AI agent virtuals and create a bid, and I've put a little in, and then after the 18th I'll see. Well, I hope it plans out well, DD, and yes, I know the AI agent element is doing very, very well. And I think we're going to see a good rally this cycle for AI agents as well, so definitely have to be looking into more so. Aero is printing. Yes, actually, Aero is one of the assets that I had. I believe we did let our community know, and well, I say believe, we did. We let our VIPs know, who are part of the VIP community here, about Aero as an asset to trade. And I believe I mean there was I didn't put leverage on it, which is just a mistake that I made, but I made a 30% gain on it, so a very, very nice bag. If I put leverage on it, it would have been a 300% gain. So again, the me not putting leverage by an accident completely. I meant to put a 10x leverage on it because I had, based on my traders, had good belief that it's going to do very, very well, and I got into it at quite a low value. So again, if you want to find out more about and other elements to better capitalize in this market, you've got trade alerts as part of the VIP community here as well. Weekly live stream, we did one of them earlier today as well, which gives some very, very in-depth insight on what's going to happen this week and institutional sentiment about how the belief will be saying not a matter of if, not a matter of end. I made a post about it actually earlier in my community as well. I made a post about it where we went through our live stream. I was like, it's no longer a matter of if or when, it's already happening. Institutional sentiment is confirmed, it's already happening. We're starting to see more coming into the space. So if you want to find out more, again, check out the VIP. That alongside alpha information, education and ability, put another one last night as well. And equally, you can check out the BYDFI affiliate link, check out the free community as well, and you can get VIP access to the BYDFI channels in the community, permanent access, as well as many other benefits, like a 17% discount on all trades through BYDFI. Again, the information about it all available right here. You can find it all out right there. If I remove that and that, you can see, and I'll actually put it back to this as well so you can see it easier. All information is right there. And they got no KYC, no VPN, regulatory licenses to both Canada and America. They are a very, I've been using them quite a lot, and I absolutely love their services so far. It's been a joy to use so far, and I plan to keep using them for the future. Welcome back, but everyone, yes, once more, welcome back to the stream. Getting some more questions real quickly. Where am I at? No one invited me to their wedding. Well, hopefully you'll see some more weddings in the future. I've been to a number of weddings. Most of them has just been my older family, my older cousins, my family. And yeah, I've been to, in the last 2 years, probably about 2 weddings or so. And then I went to one, just yesterday or the day before. And then I'm going to be going to another in 2 months. So, it's always been family weddings, and now it's coming to my friends' weddings, and that's weird. There's actually another wedding of my mates that I'm not invited to, but again, it is what it is. I hope him and his fiance, his spouse, have a beautiful life together. Hopefully we'll all have a much better life as well with crypto. Someone hits that pump button. Yeah, honestly, my miners are groaning. Well, good to hear that they are still working, still on, but yeah, hopefully they are actually printing money as opposed to just groaning and struggling. I know miners have not been the most happy with Casper's price recently. Yeah, it's been a struggle, so I can say. Of course, I don't mind Casper. I have been contemplating getting into it a little bit, but right now I'm not in the position to really feel the need to do so. But that might change again. I think Casper, again, it's got rewards coming out for Casper, and again, these other elements, this stuff here, how the ecosystem is going to be expanding more and more and stuff, and more mining might just be. You have elements like yield farming, for example. Yield farms are a way to passively make money. Mining could equally be another way to passively make money as well, provided that the ecosystem is profitable. So, not a bad shout. Welcome back, Casper Keybo. Good to have you back, brother. Welcome back to the stream. Let's hit 8.2 cents this stream. I hope so. I think we did see it touch there earlier. If I zoom in really closely. Yes, we did hit 8.29 cents this stream. So we did hit it early this stream. Hopefully we could go a little bit higher as well, though. I would like to see Casper, again, finish above 8 cents. That'd be really important for, I think, all of us. For seeing the price starting to make that next move, hopefully. Welcome back, Greg, bro. You're doing very, very well. And yes, it's great to have you back again. Hope you enjoyed that much deserved time off. Yeah, it was a nice, again, touching grass, having some good, time with some close friends of mine. Haven't had that for a while. Of course, I've gone to the occasional, pub crawl or just occasional going out to see some friends, but having a full weekend away, a messy one at that, it was very much needed. And it was great to come back to Casper and crypto with the market up to date, especially how after we left with so much negativity and so much FUD, it was great to see it actually come back. Welcome back, Law Scene, bro. Casper is done. Let's agree to disagree, because I think Casper's far from done. Because if that's the case, then I think everything right now is still struggling. Holding Casper since 2023, it was 5 cents, got to 20 cents, now back to 5 cents, waited 3 years for nothing. Yeah, again, it's just a very, very common argument that many people make. You could look at many other assets in the space that have done very, very similar things. Say, which people have a lot of belief in Say as well. Say has equally done nothing, not in a as long time period, but Say was around here and it's at the same value right now, even after making that massive gain earlier. It made a massive multiplier and it back down. Tau, no one talks about Tau at all, equally being a massive AI project that has in a similar sort of price target as well to Casper. It's been following Casper quite closely, actually. So, again, I'm not going to delve too much more into that. I understand the FUD. It's the same, repeated points about how Casper's done very, very badly for a long period of time, which, of course, it has done, and it's frustrating. I'm not going to discredit that. But Casper has fundamental differences to everything else in the space, Lack of tier 1s that are going to hopefully be coming through. I believe it will do come through. Smart contracts literally being developed as we speak, and layer 2 should be coming out on the mainnet, hopefully soon enough as well. We got next month the Igra Labs testnet. Hopefully we'll see the Casplex mainnet out this month. We'll have to wait and see though. we've got a lot more to come for Casper. And again, we still haven't got rate cuts and we haven't got regulatory frameworks. Actually, speaking of which, we're going to be seeing, hopefully, the final vote on the Genius Act this week. This is from 2013, so this is actually on the Friday that I left. So I didn't obviously cover this, but, for next week, this is on Tuesday. We're going to see on Tuesday, tomorrow, therefore, the final vote on the Genius Act. If it passes, the bill will move to the House for consideration. This legislation would establish a clear regulatory framework for stablecoins and their issuers, something that both the $3 trillion asset market and Wall Street have been eagerly awaiting. So again, to highlight again, massive institutions, the crypto market and Wall Street have been eagerly awaiting for stablecoin regulations. And the final vote's tomorrow. If it passes, we'll be one step closer to seeing that enforced in America, enforced into the White House. And that will allow so much more capital to come in. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said that congressional testimony this week could help to grow the USD stablecoin market from $250 billion today to $2 trillion by 2028 in just 3 years, a massive spike. And we have, of course, got more hurdles to take into account. It's not going to be smooth sailing as always, but tomorrow could be a big day. A very, very big day. Not to mention that, again, on Wednesday you have the unemployment claims as well as the FOMC meeting. That also could be very beneficial for the market as well. Looking forward to what's going to come through from that as well. So this could be a very, very big week. A very big week indeed. So again, Casper's not doing fantastic. We can acknowledge that. I'm not ignorant to that. I'm obviously not ignorant to that. I accept Casper's done badly since August. I always perceive it from August. This is actually when it started doing badly. I don't accept back here. If you held it from this far back, of course, then you think, yeah, Casper's done badly from all the way back then. But no, it's, again, I think it's a matter of perspective. Because if you had sold out Casper there, you wouldn't be complaining about it down here. Because, again, people didn't take profits up here. Which, again, why would you? You were sold Moonboy theories about Casper going to $10 a cycle. About it just continue going up and up and up, which is unrealistic for any assets, truth be told. Of course, Casper performed very, very differently, but it's been frustrating. But again, there's too many crypto catalysts to come out for the market to be over with, and there's too many Casper catalysts to come out for Casper to be done and where it's at. That's how I perceive it, personally. I think Casper's also fine. Yeah, it's just too much fun. That's all it is. On the check-in, welcome back, LB bro. You're doing very, very well, brother. The biggest mover have the highest sentiment. Hyperliquid Casper. I mean, yeah, Hyperliquid has also done very, very well. The ones with the most Casper has the most to prove. And I think Casper could do very, very well as well. Welcome back, Kryptoni, bro. Well, you're doing very, very well. Let's go. Smack the like button. And if Jay gave me the dang wrench, I could post. Here's the links. Also, very, very true. Yes, now that I have got that wedding out of the way and I have not much. Still, in fact, I've got another family event next Sunday, which I just got told about when I got back. I will be doing some admin and some like cleaning up, if you will, because there's still a lot to do, and I think delegating some of the tasks to trusted members might be worth the while. But I'll let you know about that later on, Kryptoni. Thank you very much, bro. Law scene lessons, 1 TP, take profit, don't be greedy. I mean, yeah, again, completely right. I mean, it's a testament to investing and or to trading, taking profit, all the smart things. What I tended to do, I didn't do it with Casper. In fact, no, I tell a lie, I did do it with Casper, and then I thought I'd detail more into it anyways, and now I've got more in. But what I do with most of my crypto assets, I put in my capital. Once it makes that 2x or even maybe less than that, again, depends on what asset I'm getting into, I'll take out my initials. Therefore, I spent no money effectively, and now I've got skin in the game. It's just a matter of how you invest into it. Bitcoin Hoodie Guy had Casper keeping up with the Caspians in his thumbnail not too long ago. I mean, we're going to see much more institutional and retail FOMO for Casper coming through, in my belief. What Casper's building, a very, very fast, secure, innovative, cheap platform, which will be able to onboard stablecoins and everything else and crypto projects, it's going to become a gateway for crypto. Because why would you use something? There's a matter of pride and there's a matter of just logic, right? Your pride might say, I want to use XRP because XRP has got all the connections to the banks. Fine, cool. But why would you use something like XRP or Ethereum or Solana when you've got something that's more secure, faster, and cheaper in the form of Casper? Simple logic means you choose the cheapest one. Are there good Iran-based cryptos to buy? I'm not too sure. I don't think so. I don't particularly I don't particularly know, and I don't really know if that's necessarily the wise thing to do, because that just basically means they're going to be extremely volatile if there ever is an outbreak again. But I mean, again, you do as you will. You can look into yourself. The problem with everyone comparing Casper with VC supported coins, the only coin Casper should be compared to is with Bitcoin, because it is decentralized. The exchanges will have to come to the system, not the other way. I mean, yeah, again, I make the comparison to Casper to other projects to put in a matter of perspective, right? When people say Casper's doing very, very badly, I'm like, yeah, okay, but think about Solana or AVAX the last cycle. Those did badly till August, and everyone was complaining about them back then as well. Now and then look at them; they did 15x and 8x. We're in June, we're in middle of June, we're in halfway throughout the year, going into Q3. Should we expect Casper to be above 20 cents by now? Probably. Is it frustrating that we're not? Yes, very frustrating. Does it mean Casper going to do badly and do nothing this cycle? Not necessarily. People who are saying you need to come to terms with the fact that Casper did its bull run already and it's going to a bear cycle, why do I have to come to terms with that? What's confirming that besides just this price? Because you've got so many developments coming through that's going to drive adoption and FOMO that could very, very well, and in my belief more than likely, correlate to price going up and then going parabolic, because it's so undervalued, it's so small. You already got 500,000 addresses. Until the actual holders are probably a lot less than that as well. You've got tier 1 to come through, you've got VCs to come through. Again, VCs starting to look into it more and more as well now anyways. Casper is literally 10% of a project compared to everything else with pretty much 99%. Like, it's like when Apple was first launched, did Apple take off straight away? No. But those who held on to Apple at the very, very beginning, or even Bitcoin, did Bitcoin take off straight away? No. Held on to the very, very beginning, it did very, very well. You know, that's just my perception once again. You hear about the guy who held 30 worth of Ethereum from 2016 and became like $15 million in 2024? I didn't, but there have been many, many stories like that. And I'm not surprised. Again, it's a matter of conviction, end of the day. If you know what you hold, you have belief in the system, then again, you will be paid, you know, handsomely for your conviction. Like, I could hold pretty much, there are many, many assets you could hold this cycle that would do very, very well, making you big gains in this cycle. But there's also then the benefit of looking for something that's going to give you even longer term gains. Now, of course, again, I don't want to touch on it too much to make it sound like Casper's not going to do anything this cycle. I think it's going to do very well this cycle. I really, really do. But it's a matter of, again, just knowing what you hold. Because, again, there has been confirmation from institutions with how much rubbish there is in this space, how much rubbish is in crypto. You're going to see 99% of assets go to zero. Loads of assets are going to go to zero. They're just terrible. For me, Casper can't be one of those. If the community wants to keep it alive, it won't die. Casper is extremely undervalued. It performed badly, but it's not going to die. Not in my belief, at least. You have a stronger chance of Trump coin dying. Despite it's backed by Trump, it is completely, you know, just rubbish. You've got a hard shot that other assets dying than Casper, in my belief. Sup, DC bro, you did very, very well. Casper is morbid. Sketchy price action, still no tier 1 listing. Something is amiss for sure. I mean, yeah. I mean, something has... Casper's just, again, once more in that very awkward predicament, if you will. But nothing's changed in that regard. We've had some great updates this weekend, you know, whilst I've been away. Very much needed time away as well. I've had some great updates this weekend for Casper and crypto. And the market's looking a lot better as a result of it. But, again, we are still only in mid-June. You know, there's nothing guaranteeing the cycle's near the end. I think we've still got a lot more time ahead of us, so I'm not remotely worried. Actually, not even for a second right now, actually. And in that regard, we've got some more posts here as well to quickly go through as well. We should talk about USDC's growth. It tells a story. Under $3 billion circulation by the end of 2020, 60 billion plus by mid-2025, 141 billion minted, and 122 billion redeemed in 2024. $1.63 billion in interest income from reserves equals a 95% plus of revenue. This is proof that stablecoins are here to stay. Of course, again, Casper, USDC, hopefully will happen very, very soon, but it's proof that stablecoins are here to stay. And again, the evolution we're seeing in crypto is one that is extremely important. We're going to listen to this interview here. This is from Chris Giancarlo, who is the former CFTC chairman, who highlights again that the space maturing. The space is maturing. We're going to see a lot more investment into the space with regulatory frameworks. So again, listen very closely to the interview here.
And that is the recognition that actually Bitcoin may be ending its early immature phase, what some people call derisively as the casino phase, into a new phase of maturity and mainstream adoption. And the reason for that is, under Biden administration policies, traditional financial players have been kept out of the space. They've been warned to stay out of the space because of the debanking of traditional firms and because of the SEC's warning lawyers and others not to get involved in crypto. And we've seen that now through FOIA requests that have been forward that the FDIC actually warned banks to stay out. All of that is going to be taken away. Trump is going to allow traditional finance to move into the digital asset space. And I think we're going to now see the institutional development of this asset class. Major American financial houses, whether it be the New York Stock Exchange and its owner, ICE, NASDAQ, others, as well as major Wall Street firms, are going to move in a big way. And I think that's going to bring us a real maturization of digital assets. And I think the value proposition now is going to increase dramatically. And I think early investors are seeing that.
Again, we are in a, still for the most part, a very, very early point. Bitcoin's nearing all-time highs, which is great to see, of course, but we have still got the major catalyst still yet to be approved. Again, hopefully very, very soon. Hopefully tomorrow, since the Bitcoin bill finalized, the final vote of it, that'll be huge news. Huge, huge news. And then we've got the Clarity Act also being put through the House and the ropes right now. That'll also be a very big deal. Hopefully to be passed by August. But we're still extremely early. We've got a lot more to come right now. Water under the rug, exactly. So right now, you know, right now the market is looking better. It's still very lackluster for Casper, but I've still got my conviction as strong as ever. And again, my reasons for why I explain continuously and equally constantly link and hint that the information provided in my VIP provides a lot more in-depth information about this cycle, about where we're going, ultimately why my conviction is so incredibly strong. Because again, the docs I covered earlier were absolutely huge, talking once more about the significant impact and flood of money we potentially end up seeing following regulatory frameworks that again are not far off now. And much more than that as well. If you want to find out more, again, link below in the description, on my homepage here as well. Got a lot more to offer in that community if you want to find out a lot more about the space. Again, 1 week free trial equally through the BYDFI link. If you follow the steps, you can get a 1 month free trial of that as well. ICP is still down more than Casper ever will be. That's also true. I don't see the post about ICP. I'm guessing he might be deleted or it just missed me somehow. But yeah, ICP is down a lot more than Casper ever will be. And ICP, again, has got infinite supply. I've not looked too much into ICP, but that infinite supply for me is something that I'm never going to touch. Because I've seen, the projects that I've seen collapse have all had infinite supplies. So that for me is already a red flag that I won't touch. ICP chart is pure comedy. Those are trapped at ridiculous prices. They'll never see it again. Only reason to it's still on the first page of CMC. I mean, yeah, ICP is still up there, but it's, again, for me, it's I think ICP is destined to fail, personally. Just me. If you know that song, this is a reminder to take your ibuprofen. I must have missed some comments here, or maybe they're just not showing up in my chat right now. I've got live feed on and I can't see them all. What's up, bro? You're doing very, very well. What's good? Let's keep going. Casper, indeed. Hopefully it does very, very well. Hopefully, again, we're looking at doing very well today. We're now up 9.73%, which is great. Good evening, YouTube. Brett, bro. Welcome back to the channel, my man. And good to see you just joined again. Hope the wedding was good, Jay. Oh, it was fantastic. It was a lot of fun. Again, very emotional. Some of my mates were just constantly bawling their eyes out. I was close a few times. Very surreal event, very beautiful event. Again, I mean, yeah, I mean, just, I'm very, very privileged to be a part of it, you know. And no, I didn't, it was a very, very much a mate's, like, everyone that was there was either my mate's family or my mates that I knew from school. Like, no, no, I did not. But that would have been, I mean, however, I pulled my mate's mum, that would have been something incredible, right? Welcome back, Mr. Mars, bro. You're doing very, very well. Well, the first indeed. Great to have you back, my man. What's the point of securing messaging on Casper? What does being on the block now give you? I mean, I think it's a very beneficial thing because of the way how the messaging works nowadays. You're spied on everything. everything has oversight and spying and whatnot. You have little to no privacy whatsoever. So having secure messaging on Casper, which gives you privacy, I think is a very, very big thing. And it's done paid, and the messages are paid with Casper, so it ends up giving you reason to use it as well. You can, and it's the same like if you're paying monthly, dollars or whatever it is contract for your phone, or pay as you go, so whatever it may be. You can use Casper instead to pay for it, and it'd be a lot cheaper and secure. You'll see many more stuff coming out regarding Casper as well. Welcome back next time with Casper. Happy to be here as well. Great to have you back, brother. Checking up Bird showing his depth in Casper insight. What lady in her right mind could resist that? You know what I mean? I had to go and speak to I did end up speaking a little bit on. I tried not to do it too much because again I was kind of at a friend's wedding, but I was like did give a little bit of insight about Casper at the wedding. I had to do my job, a little bit of insight saying, have you heard about this cryptocurrency, Mr. and Mrs. Surname? But yeah, great. It was a great time away. I very much enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to getting back into some usual routine again. Not being funny, but messages on Signal costs 0.00000. I mean, I cannot. I mean, I'm taking your word for that. I don't know. I think it's the benefit also of being encrypted, and therefore more privacy is also a big element as well. Yeah, the Cryptony Thrive membership. No, I don't think it's that. I think obviously Cryptony did generously donate 10 memberships to the community, and it's been a month so far, so it just ran out by now. Of course, you bought it a little bit later, Mr. Miles, so it's not run out just yet. I think that's how it works. Welcome back, Queen. Hope you're doing Queen. Hope you're doing very, very well. Finally caught the live. Finally so much fun in the market. I mean, yeah, great to have you back again, Queen. Great you could tune in. And yeah, the fun in the market is still very, very rampant, but it is calming down a little bit. Bitcoin's making that recovery now. Making quite a good rally today, actually. Almost up to 109k again, which is fantastic. Hopefully we can see that come to a complete end this week, following the FOMC meeting, following the Genius Act final vote. Very, very big. Welcome back, all money in. Do you think we get another Bitcoin bear market? I mean, in the strict sense, yes. In the loose sense, yes. In the strict sense of seeing an 80% correction, maybe not. But will we get a bear market? Potentially. It's always a possibility. Until the full Bitcoin supply has been mined, I think we'll continue to see bull and bear cycles. Again, in the loose sense, yes. Because think about it this way, right? As I mentioned before, the stock market from the bull cycle to the bear cycle goes down 30%, give or take 30% from bull to bear. In the future to be, you're going to see stocks, bonds, real estate, commodities, everything on crypto and blockchain. So in the future to be, I'm talking 25 years time, give or take. Future to be, you might still see bull to bear cycle, but maybe it's going to be a 30% correction as opposed to the typical 80%. Again, it's really tough to try and determine the future and what's going to happen. But when you come to the understanding based on what institute you're talking about, that everything is going to be coming on crypto and blockchain, then you've got to understand that these people who are investing into it, they don't want to have a lot of volatility. Volatility is not your best friend. Unless you go to a casino, it's not your best friend. So they'll want to have more stability. Therefore, having these bull to bear cycles would be it wouldn't be efficient for them. I didn't know. What? What are you on about? I'm reading more questions real quickly. Mine hasn't run out because I renewed it. Well, there you go, Mr. Marv. Oh, actually, I can see that. Yeah, your name has got the lighter blue membership icon there. So you have renewed it. So yeah, shout out to Mr. Marv. Thank you very much, brother. Until it's hacked, then any and all information you've shared is leaked. It's faster, allows for parallel processing of blocks, smart contracts, and transactions while remaining mathematically secure like Bitcoin. Okay, I'm just reading through the friendly debate between Cryptony and DC, which is a very reoccurring thing on this community recently, about the benefits of encrypted messaging on Casper as opposed to what already is available. Which, you know, I'll let them to do their thing. That will be just wrapping up the live show today, though. Again, as just a shout out to the community, Blockchain Banter is about to be going live. So again, if you want to tune into more Casper content and hear some more updates and insights from the likes of ZSwap, then by all means go head over there. You can find them out on Twitter right there. That being said, great to be back, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you had a very, very good weekend, as I did, and hopefully you're ready to potentially probably get no sudden announcements and whatnot, potentially start seeing the market rally up once again. And hopefully Bitcoin surpass all-time highs following the M2 money supply. That being said, if you enjoyed the content, leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. And if you want to know more crypto and Casper, check out the free community, the Discord server. Equally, the VIP is available down below in the description and also on my homepage here as well. And also the affiliate link to get extra benefits to when you're trading. You can get a 17% discount on all trades if you are a whale. I've been told, as BYDFI has told me, if you are a whale, then you can get even more benefits than that as well. Again, all information, you can find the link to the affiliate down below and equally in my Discord server again. So again, by all means go check it out. Can't harm. There's no harm to do so. That being said, have a great day, good evening, and good night, my family. You lads can enjoy communicating through Discord or whatever it may be. And yeah,